Hi, my name is Jack Bourne. I'm the founder of Deadline Funnel, and in this training, I'm going to show you how to set up your own winning Black Friday promotion. My goal is to give you the tips and strategies and tactics that you can use to make this Black Friday promotion the best one that you've ever done. And if you've never done a Black Friday promotion, I want to give you everything that you need to just start off with a bang, to really come out of the gates with a really strong promotion. So before we get into the nitty gritty, I want to share with you this quote. And you're going to hear me talk about this more than once because it's really, really important. In the next 45 minutes or so, we're going to be covering a lot of details, some advanced strategies and tactics, and it can become overwhelming. A lot of times it would not be uncommon for you to become sort of overwhelmed and feel like you got to fit every idea into your promotion. So this quote from Harry S. Truman is one that I want you to think about. Imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. So it's absolutely critical that you get your Black Friday promotion out. A B+ level Black Friday promotion that you actually execute and get sales on is way better than the one that you're perfecting, but you just ran out of time and you were trying to polish every single piece of it. So let me give you some specific details about what this might look like in your development process. And I've been guilty of this myself. So this is the slow method. So this is a very simple grid that I came up with where we all start in the bottom left-hand quadrant. So this is where our promotion is not yet usable. So that's the unusable quadrant, and it's basic and rough. So when we first start building it, it's basic and rough. We can't execute on it yet. We can't send it out to prospects. And typically what we want to do is we got all these amazing ideas, and so we try to polish every single email before we set up the landing page. And then once we start to set up the landing page, we'll want to go through and make it the best landing page and implement the 12-point checklist of all the great ideas that you have on the sales page, and on and on and on. Meanwhile, days are ticking by, days are coming off the calendar, and you're running out of runway to execute your Black Friday promotion. So what you want to do instead is you want to get to a usable, executable promotion as quickly as possible. So give yourself permission to go in the other direction here. As you can see, the arrow goes in the other direction. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and load up your emails. Before you polish your emails, just get them to the point where the links work. Before you perfect the sales page, just get to the point where you have the basic concept of what you're explaining, and then you can come back and polish the copy later, but have the button actually go to the checkout page, and have the checkout page actually add the money to your banking account when someone makes a purchase. So in other words, as early as possible, if I came along and tapped you on the shoulder and said, okay, you've run out of time, you've got to send it out right now, that as early as possible, you would be able to send out the promotion, and it would work. It may not be your concept of ideal, but it would work, because then what that does is it gives you the ability to know, okay, now I have time. The promotion actually would function if I send it out and I've got several days left, so I can go back and I can polish the emails, I can improve the copy. So that's what I mean when I say you really want to make sure that you take the steps quickly to be able to execute on this. So even if it's a B+ level promotion, you don't want to miss out on Black Friday. It's such a great opportunity. Now, let's go ahead and get into some of those details that are going to help you make your Black Friday promotion as amazing as possible. So the first thing is I really want you to understand that it's what you say leading up to your Black Friday promotion that is even more critical than actually what happens during the Black Friday promotion. So here's an example. So Avengers Endgame, I think it grossed over $2 billion. And as you can see from these screenshots, these are the Twitter accounts and Instagram accounts of the actors creating buzz and hype long before the movie launches, and so they're linking to the trailers. So the release of Avengers Endgame was April 26, 2019. But leading up to that, there were several different trailers that they released out to keep building the buzz. Now, the basic concept here is that you really want to get people excited, because there's two things going on here that are both the positive and the negative about Black Friday. The positive thing is that during Black Friday, people are really geared up to buy. They've got their wallets open, they're in a buying mood, and so that's great. That all those things are working in your favor. But on the flip side of that same coin is that there's so many other messages from other people, even if they're not direct competitors. Just everyone is pounding your subscribers' inbox, trying to get them to take action on their Black Friday deal. So your message has to fight through the noise and bubble up and grab the attention of your audience. So it's those anticipation emails that are going to help you be able to grab that mind share of your audience and get them really focused on what's about to happen. So don't get fixated on the number of emails that I've listed out here. I've got 2 anticipation emails before the cart open. I would recommend doing 3 or 4, just building the excitement and the buzz and just letting your subscribers and your clients know that something big is coming. And we'll talk about the power of curiosity in just a second. That gets everyone really looking forward to what you have coming. And then you've got the cart open. The other thing that I want to show here is that before the deadline, you've got at least 3 emails going out. And that's something I'm going to be harping on. Sending multiple emails on the last day is vitally, vitally, vitally important. I would say 3 emails on the last day would be the absolute minimum. I'll come back to that in a little bit, but this is the basic structure, and you want to make sure that you're not leaving out the anticipation emails because you want to grab people's attention and interest as early as possible. So if you don't have this book on your bookshelf, I highly recommend that you get it, but you do not need to read it before you start planning and executing your Black Friday promotion. And that's this wonderful book. It's an older book called Scientific Advertising by Claude C. Hopkins. So one of the nuggets from this that really stood out for me is the power of curiosity plus self-interest. And so that's what you want to be thinking about in these anticipation emails, especially in the beginning. You can be dropping hints about what you're going to be releasing, and then as you get closer to the actual open, you can be more specific about what it is. So the curiosity plus self-interest is really what you want to be keeping in mind when you are building the buzz and excitement with your audience. Another tip, and this falls into the category of something that would be really great to do if you have time. So this is where once you get your promotion to the point where you can put it out into the world and you're thinking, okay, how can I really take this to the next level? That's where you would come back and you add this idea. So this idea is a pro tip, a fast action bonus. So this would be for the first 24 hours of your Black Friday promotion. That would be a time-based fast action bonus. Or you could do it as a quantity-based fast action bonus, and Deadline Funnel has that as well. So in either case, you can use a second Deadline Funnel campaign to have a fast action bonus, which again can go into your anticipation emails where you can be letting your subscribers know that you really want to take quick action because I have some special bonuses and here's what they are. The first time that you mention special bonuses, you might just leave it at that. I've got some really cool bonuses. I'll be sharing a little bit more information about that tomorrow. And so again, leaving that loop open and leaving that cliffhanger so that they have to tune in order to hear about it. So it's the self-interest plus curiosity. So I'll come back to that. Another idea is to use a service such as Add Event, where you can have a link or a button where they can add it to their calendar. Now, not everyone's going to add it to their calendar, but certainly anyone who does, that's just one more channel that you can use to remind your audience about your Black Friday promotion. And anyone who adds it to their calendar is going to be a lot more likely to buy. They're a lot more committed, and they're just going to be, it's going to be a lot less likely that they're going to somehow forget, because now it's just not just the emails that you're sending to them, but there's another way that they're being reminded as well. So that brings us to a specific tactic that I'm going to walk you through, which would be setting up a pre-launch page. So you can do this for a fixed date deadline, such as Black Friday, and you can also do it for an evergreen deadline or evergreen promotion, which would be the type of promotion that you would use year round to build your sales and increase your sales every single day of the week, every week of the month, every month of the year. But for this one, I want to focus on the fixed date promotion because we're talking about Black Friday. So I'm going to walk you through these 2 screenshots. So here's screenshot number 1. So we've got our date, and notice the most important thing on the screenshot is the green toggle where it shows start date enabled. That's the most important thing right there. And then the screenshot number 2, we've got the pre-launch enabled, and this is where you can indicate here's what the page that I want people to go to rather than my sales page. So what's the benefit of this? The benefit of this is that you can go ahead and start sending out the link to your actual sales page for your Black Friday promotion ahead of time. You can send it out in your emails and you can say, look, this is where it's going to be. Now you're probably going to see a coming soon page with a calendar link. Add it to your calendar and watch the video because it's going to tell you some information about how amazing this Black Friday deal is going to be. So you're building that anticipation, but you're letting them know this is the URL so that you can go ahead and set a reminder, etc. And so the pre-launch feature inside of Deadline Funnel will redirect them away from your sales page to the pre-launch page until your cart open. And at that point, if they click the link from their email, let's say, or if they type in your Deadline Black Friday sales page, they'll be allowed in once the cart opens automatically. You set this ahead of time. But also another cool feature is that when you have your pre-launch page open in their browser, when they have it open in their browser, it will redirect them to your cart open sales page. So all of this happens automatically. It's a set it and forget it type of system. So with that, let me go ahead and go over to the browser and walk you through this. So here is an example Black Friday promotion. So let me just go and show you that I've got a demo URL set up for the Black Friday promo. So let's take a look at that. So this is what it looks like. It's a very plain floating bar, which I'll show you how to update that. You might already be aware of how to modify the colors, but I still want to walk you through it because there are some things that you may not know about that can help get you extra attention when your floating bar shows up on your page. And then what I've done is I've set up another page, which is, let's see here, dash pre. Okay, so this is the pre-Black Friday sales page. So this is just an example. So this is saying you don't want to miss this. Our best deal of the year is coming soon. Check out the video below. And this would be the button for them to add it to their calendar. Again, you can use a service like Add Event, or you might be able to find a different service, but it's just a simple button that allows them to add it to their calendar. Okay, so how would you set this up? So let's go in and we're going to go into the settings. So here we have the deadline as 11/29, which for this year is Black Friday, and we're doing it at 11:59. Now here's something that I'll mention later on is that if you're promoting to the United States, you probably want to set it to Pacific time. So we'll set that to Pacific time. And let's see here, let's go ahead and click save on that. I'm going to scroll down, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to enable pre-launch. All right, so actually I also need to enable start date, right? So start date. So when is this going to open up? So we could set this to start date of 11/23. Let's see here, currently it's 11/23. Let's make the start date 11/25, all right? So that would be the cart open, all right? And you can even set the cart open time. So let's say if we set this to 9 a.m., all right, 9 a.m. on 11/25 will be our cart open, let's say. And now we're going to go down to pre-launch, and this is where I've typed in that pre-launch URL. And then in this field, you would say after the subscriber is tracked, redirect them to, and this is where you have a drop down and you just have a choice of your funnel steps. So one of the funnel steps is that Black Friday deal. So real simple, I just choose that. So in other words, once the start date passes, they're going to be redirected from the pre-launch page to the Black Friday page. And before that cart open, it's going to be the opposite. If they try to go to the Black Friday page, they'll be sent to the Black Friday pre-launch page. So we'll click save. All right, I'm just waiting. Okay, settings have been updated. So if I've done this correctly, then on the Black Friday page, when I hit refresh here, it should take me to the pre-launch page. So here we go, 1, 2, 3. Let's hit refresh and boom. So it automatically takes me to the pre-launch page. And this is where you can go ahead and send out the Black Friday sales page URL and say, look, this is where it's going to be. Here's the date when it's going to open. This is the link you want to click when you can go ahead and bookmark it. I suggest that you add it to set a reminder, especially since I've got some fast action bonuses. So are you starting to see how you can use the anticipation along with the pre-launch feature to really grab people's attention? So, so that's how you would set that up. Not too challenging, but again, if you had to choose between having this in your Black Friday deal, but it was going to delay things, or not using it at all, but being able to get your Black Friday promotion out on time, obviously you want to get your Black Friday promotion out on time. I know I've said that before, but it's super, super important. Okay,